Hi, everybody. I'm just waiting to start the broadcast. I just thought I would say a big, huge happy birthday to my wife. Happy birthday, babe. I'll see you tonight when you get home. Unfortunately, she's working. So, anyway, I'm just going to let this run just now and I'll be back shortly. Ciao. Hi, I'm back on again. Just to say, let me know where you're watching this from. It's always interesting to me. I've got a lot of Facebook friends all over the world, and it would be really lovely to see where you are viewing this from. And if you want to do that, put it in the comments, either on Facebook, leave me a tweet if you're watching it on Twitter, or on YouTube, you could leave me a comment as well. Like and share all you want. Cheers. Hiya. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are watching this in this wonderful world of ours. Please let me know where you're viewing from in the comments. It would be lovely to see you and to actually communicate with you backwards and forwards, as this broadcast will be on for good. There you go. So, again, this is the end of a week of where we've been going over Proverbs, a chapter every day, which is what getting wrapped up stands for, which is getting wisdom, reading a Proverbs passage every day until perfect. Okay, so without further ado, I'm actually going to run the chapter just now, and then I'll come back to you after that's done.
My son, keep my words, and store up my commands within you. Keep my commands and you will live, guard my teachings as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and to insight, you are my relative. They will keep you from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words. At the window of my house, I looked down through the lattice. I saw among the simple, I noticed among the young men, a youth who had no sense. He was going down the street near her corner, walking along in the direction of her house at twilight, as the day was fading, as the dark of night set in. Then out came a woman to meet him, dressed like a prostitute, and with crafty intent. She is unruly and defiant, her feet never stay at home, now in the street, now in the squares, at every corner she lurks. She took hold of him and kissed him, and with a brazen face she said,
Today I fulfilled my vows. And I have food from my fellowship offering at home. So I came out to meet you. I looked for you and have found you. I have covered my bed with colored linens from Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes and cinnamon. Come, let's drink deeply of love till morning. Let's enjoy ourselves with love. My husband is not at home, he has gone on a long journey. He took his purse filled with money, and will not be home till full moon.
With persuasive words she led him astray, she seduced him with her smooth talk. All at once he followed her, like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer stepping into a noose till an arrow pierces his liver, like a bird darting into a snare, little knowing it will cost him his life. Now then, my sons, listen to me, pay attention to what I say. Do not let your hearts turn to her ways or stray into her paths. Many are the victims she has brought down, her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is a highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death.
Hi, I thought I would come on here without a virtual background just now, just to show you that it was a virtual background, and this is my home, and you can see my pussycat in the background there. So anyway, that's the end of the first week. So what I want to do just now is actually give a wee bit of a summary, obviously getting wrapped up, wisdom, getting wisdom, reading a Proverbs passage every day until perfect. So you could see that I think I've broken my keyboard. It slipped off my knee. So anyway, I'm just going to go and see if we can, move this forward. So yeah, this is the end of week one, and as you would probably have heard, we had another edition in a voiceover today with Wisdom speaking in a female voice. I just wondered what you thought about these voiceovers. It's taken me a wee while to put these together. Next week, actually, starting tomorrow, we will have, off from the 8th, a wee bit of more surprises for you as far as voices go. So stay in touch. Anyway, I want to just highlight a few things about what has been good for me, what things have touched me over the years, and obviously while I've been doing this, I've been reflecting on these as well. But what I would really like to do is for you, if you've been listening to this, or if you know Proverbs already and you've read them and you've got favourite passages, let me know. Even if we haven't read them yet, it would be nice to know from you which ones you like. So let me go. So this is chapter 1, and I think this is really one of the best. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that's absolutely true, because people like that just don't want to know. But if you are God fearing, then definitely that's the best way to start your wisdom journey. Now, oops, I've gone over too many here. So that was actually my favourite verse. We'll come to that. So for chapter 2, which was on the 2nd, the Lord gives wisdom from his mouth, come knowledge and understanding. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. Now, actually, there are quite a few verses round about those two. But those are the two that stand out for me most of all when talking about it. But here are my favourite verses, and this, I think, in terms of the whole of Proverbs, are the two of my favourite verses. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. And I absolutely believe that is 100% correct. I suppose I could go back to days when I wasn't trusting in the Lord, and my paths were definitely not straight. I would have to say that. However, chapter 4, following day, the beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it cost you all you have, get understanding. Cherish her and she will exalt you. Embrace her and she will honor you. Again, if you read that chapter, you will find that preceding and succeeding verses just talk about what wisdom can do for you, which is great. And somebody once said to me, if you substitute wisdom for Jesus, then that will give you a clearer picture of today and what it means as a Christian. The beginning of wisdom is this: get Jesus. Though it costs you all you have, get understanding, get Jesus. Cherish Jesus, and he will exalt you. Some people might not agree that God is just male. I actually believe that the Holy Spirit is female side because that's a lot of the things that women experience. However, embrace Jesus and he will honor you. I think that is an excellent way to view some parts of. You can't do it all of Proverbs, but you can certainly do it with a lot of Proverbs. Anyway, this next day, when we were reading chapter 5, these two verses stood out because it's actually talking about faithfulness from a man's perspective. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares? That's basically saying keep your, to your wife only if you're married, or your partner if you're not. Now, there are verses actually that talks about women's breasts in the succeeding verses, and before that there were other verses as well. It's very sex orientated. So if you are looking for a bit of wisdom, keeping your foot on the ground these days, then there's where you can get it in Proverbs. Lots of other places as well, I'll say. But if you read the whole of chapter 5, there are lots of things that are talked about, particularly about an unfaithful wife and stuff like that as well, which I could say with my wife having been on her birthday, that would never ever happen in her case. 100% certain about that, as she is of me. So let me get on to chapter 6, which is more about work and a work ethic. Yeah. Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. Now that's a message just to say, yeah, you go out there and do what you have to do. Particularly, in these days, I know that COVID has affected a lot of people work-wise, etc. But I'm just talking about in general, just a work ethic. That really stood out to me yesterday when we were reading chapter 6. And today, the first 3 verses just say it all for me. My son, keep my words and store my commands within you. Keep my commands, you will live, and you will live. Guard my teachings as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Those are just amazing words that absolutely speak volumes to me about God's provision for us in terms of how he's provided through his word, and particularly Proverbs, to help us in this life. So at that, I think that would be the end. I'm just coming over here to remove that from the stream. And I hope you've really enjoyed it. So all I want to say to you is thank you for viewing. I hope that you have a wonderful day for the rest of today. And as I say, please like, share, do whatever. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.